And it's just booting up. All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to a Comic Book Look After Hours. It's your boy, Jon on Demand. And what do we do here on a Comic Book Look After Hours? We talk to awesome creators. This is a first for the channel. So normally we chop it up about comic books. But now we're going to be talking to an author, and he just put out a book. He's local. We support the 605 Mr. Douglas White. Sunny Saturdays. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good. And Doug has been super patient with me. We had Google basically burnt to the ground. It was stupid. And, of course, us being the tech whizzes that we are in this town, we fixed it. So it's totally understandable. So I'm in trouble with you, Doug. And I didn't even bring this up on the first round. And I didn't bring this up when we talked, over the past couple of weeks. I'm in big trouble. So before we get into the book, how do you pronounce the title of the book?
It's called the Habitue.
Chue. Okay. Because I was arguing with Ken about it, like the mark on the E, and I'm like trying to go through, what could it be, and I'm just like, I'm gonna ask the authority on this one. So.
Well, I wasn't 100% sure I had it right, but there's a coffee shop in Iowa that actually has the same name.
Really?
Yeah, I called them up, and they pronounced it that way too, so I knew I had it right. So. Okay. So is that why you went with the title? No, my daughter actually, my oldest daughter, helped me come up with the name. There's a group in the book called the Keepers, and I wanted something very similar, but with a kind of a more ominous name. And the Habitue means it's French for somebody or something that returns back to a town frequently. Yeah. And when we found the name, I just thought it fit. Yeah,
absolutely. Oh, man. Well, hey, that's awesome. You guys, normally, we try to get, the screenshot of the cover, and, I got mine signed, so, because Doug's awesome. So maybe he'll sign, throw an extra $20 on it, why not, I'm just giving you crap.
Yeah.
But, no, seriously, it's, you guys, it's awesome that when it's local and they're in the same town, and it's just so cool to see someone publish a book. So the message definitely out there is to support local, and don't put watches in your room. I'm gonna throw this out really quick. I was just so pumped that you did this, and when I saw that, I was just excited, and that's why I messaged you right away. So I'm glad that I did, and I'm glad we have a chance to visit about it today. So, yeah. I honestly, the main thing that drew me to the book, besides the fact that you created it, is just how perfect it is for this time of the year. This was a smart launch time for you. You're kicking it off on Halloween, which is just right around the corner.
Yep.
If there's one comics, it's going to be the holiday ones. And when I get into a mood, I go to Rainbow Comics, and I'm looking at the display cases at the holiday specials. I don't care if they're from the 70s or if they're from this year. I just think that's so awesome. And so I love seasonally appropriate literature, and this was a perfect fit. So you hit a home run.
Well, thanks.
Yep. I really think that you did. And this interview is going to be part of the October series, that we're doing, and I'm just tickled pink about that. So
yeah, I appreciate it.
Hats off to you. So let's get into the book a little bit, and I wanted to get into your brain.
Okay.
This is a book that I enjoyed it over the course of 2 days, and it was something that I could not put down. And what I look for in a book is the character building was awesome, first of all. You did it, and you did it smart. And I really appreciated that. The parents in the book really took a backseat, but there were still some key figures, in there. The police chief, was a key figure that I thought was kind of cool. And it's interesting how you kind of focused on sometimes the differences between the parents and their kids. That part kind of caught me. So my first question for you is this.
Okay.
Are you more of a Ben or a Daryl?
That's a good question. I would hope that I'm more of a Ben. I don't know if I'd put either of myself into that. Sometimes I think I might be more of a Lonnie.
Okay.
Yeah, the bully in the book, but yeah, but no, Ben is probably more who I would want to be when I was a kid than Daryl. I don't think I was near intelligent as Daryl was growing up. He was definitely an intelligent character.
Yeah. And I just kept wondering that I don't know you that well, and so I was just kind of thinking, who would you fall under as? And that was just one thing that kind of made me wonder, where did you pull these inspirations from? Did you have that relation? Do you have siblings?
I have 2 sisters.
Okay, so I mean, was that interaction, shortening the name from Bailey to Bales, that kind of stuff, was that playfulness something that you pulled upon from your childhood?
I do tend to, like with either my sisters or with people I'm really close to, shorten their name.
Okay.
One of my sisters' names is Lisa, and
okay.
It's hard to shorten it, but I would come up with Lise. Have another friend whose name was Crystal, I'd call her Chris, that sort of thing.
Sure.
So yeah, that's kind of where I would come up with that.
Sure, absolutely. So I just, first of all, the characters just so diverse. I mean, there were just Lonnie at the end coming through. I didn't see that one coming. All right. And so that was cool because I'm like, this guy is someone that I probably don't like, and I was not like that growing up. So, it was cool to get to see him to turn around. The only tiff I guess I would have is that I personally wanted to see more Bailey.
Okay.
Because their interaction was just so, iconic for siblings. You know what I mean? And she kind of got the backseat in the last 2/3 of the book, and I kind of thought that maybe she would have more of a prominent role or come along on the adventures. This was a young set of heroes, and I think that the book isn't just for young readers. I think it's an anybody book, and I think that there's a lot. I think that there was a lot to it. There's a lot of thought put into it, and that's what I appreciate about it. Is that I just enjoyed it. So my next question for you: who's guilty about peanut butter saturated waffles?
Hey, they're pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like.
You had mentioned your daughters like in the in the thank yous, and I was like, maybe it was one of them, or maybe Doug just likes to have peanut butter waffles.
Well, peanut butter is good on anything. Just about.
True, it's true. That was awesome though. So I just the little pinches in there, it just added a youthful touch to it. I'm 29. And it took me back to my high school days, and I say that carefully because, I know that there's people watching the show that, hey, John, you can go back to high school now. So I definitely appreciated that. The favorite part for me, to be honest with you, is kind of understanding what you put into the book and the amount of time that you did. So we were kind of talking about this. The first interview went a little wonky, so let's just do a little recap here. What started this whole thing?
Well, I'm in a writers group, and a lady in the group had mentioned an organization called NaNoWriMo.
Okay.
And that stands for National Novel Writing Month. And so it's for people that want to write, that always talk themselves out of it and say they don't have enough time. What you do is during the month of November, you commit to writing 2,500 words a day. And you don't worry about editing it. You don't worry about, overthinking it. You just write. And then at the end of November, you've essentially written about 50,000 words, which is a book. And it's just one that isn't ready for publication yet. So you just need to then take some time and edit it, which I had the ladies in my writers group help me with that quite a bit, as well as my wife. And even got my youngest involved towards the end. She read it and gave me her perspective from a kid's point of view.
Nice.
So I took about 2 years to do that and just get it edited, and then I finally decided to try self-publishing and see how it works.
That's awesome. Okay. And did you, for self-publishing, because there is a lot of, creative interest out there to do your own, people's own projects and stuff. How does one even go about selecting where to go? I mean, what kind of money are we looking at? Or, well, maybe not that part. But is it hard to shop around for this kind of stuff?
There's some ways to do it where you don't have to spend anything. There's Amazon offers a thing called Create Space. And Barnes & Noble offers one too. I'm going to be doing Barnes & Noble soon. I haven't done it yet, but I did mine through Amazon to start with. And so what you do is you just upload your book to Amazon, and then you pick a cover and pick what you want to put on the back, the little seller, to try to intrigue people to buy it. And then they put it on their site. Now they take a commission from doing, for anybody who buys it. So they set the price based off all the things that you tell them that you want in the book, and then they advertise it. And if somebody buys it, they make the book at that time. So there's not copies of the book being made yet. It's at the point when somebody makes a purchase that they then buy the book. And Barnes & Noble, from what I understand, offers something similar. So I'm planning on doing that soon. Upload it through to their site as well.
Sure. So. Absolutely. That's awesome. So you have this, you mentioned, you called out a few names in there. So are these individuals also working on works, or have they already done published works?
We started off as kind of a memoir writing group, and so we were just, writing things about ourselves, and we've kind of branched off. We've been a group for about 2 years. They've all got a variety of things they're working on. There is another lady that she's working on publishing. I don't know the best way to describe it. It's kind of, she was talking about her time for quitting smoking and some of the things that she used to quit smoking. So she wrote I believe they probably would be classified like self-help books. So she actually did it before I did, and she published them on Create Space as well through Amazon. And so we're all kind of in various stages, I guess is where I'd say. So.
Absolutely. It's just so cool that you went out and did this, because this is a big chunk of time. I mean, 2 years is, whew. I admire that you did that. So overall, I have nothing really bad to say about the book except for more Bailey. Is my only thing. So my next question then for you is this kind of left, character. I always kind of wonder, how what happens next. I mean, are you looking at doing sequels with this particular cast, or are you going to be doing something else entirely to, do something new, or?
Well, to answer the sequel question, a couple people that have bought it have asked if I plan on it. I don't know for sure. I mean, I kind of left the ending kind of leaves the possibility for a sequel if I wanted to go down that path. And there's a couple things that I've thought about that might be interesting, like Ben as an adult and dealing with this group once more. Last year I did NaNoWriMo again and wrote a completely different book that I haven't edited yet. So that one's kind of sitting there waiting to start work on, and then I'll probably do it again this year. I've got a kind of an idea in the back of my mind on something I want to do. We'll see how that goes.
Nice. No, that's awesome. I hope that you go for it, and then I hope that you definitely keep me in the loop, because it flowed. I mean, I don't know what went on with the editing or anything like that. I know that you're very articulate, so I'm not worried about that. You got it down. But it read great, and to me it was awesome, and I'm just so glad that you signed it, and it's totally gonna hang on my bookshelf in the living room.
Oh, cool.
I love it. So
thanks.
I personally, I just hope that you continue promoting it, and use this video if you'd like, just for something to throw out there. But it's cool. So I push it hard this Halloween season. What a great take it over that, Doug.
Well, you know what Zambros is in town?
Yes.
They actually have copies of it there as well.
Cool.
Yeah, I went and talked to them, and I was kind of surprised. I didn't know they would offer this opportunity, but yeah, they took in 5 copies, and they said that with the book fair or book festival that's coming up next week, that they get some interest in local authors. So we'll see how that goes as well. But
definitely, are you gonna have you looked into doing any local signings around town or anything?
Well, I did talk to them. I haven't heard back from them on local signings. I'm not entirely sure. I've talked to a couple people about some ideas, but I'm not entirely sure where else to look besides Zambros. There may be one other bookstore that I can try, but
sure.
I know that I have talked with somebody at Barnes and Noble, and he said once I get it on there, that they can put it on their Kindles locally, so people can see it as they come in. So I just have to go through the process of getting it put on Barnes and Noble's site as well.
Look at you!
Yeah,
wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So again, overall, I enjoyed the book, and it was one of those that I just couldn't put it down. I'm working on one right now that's a Starz TV show, the Outlanders or something like that, and I'm on page 20, and it's not sci-fi, and I'm struggling. This was this is my bread and butter right here. So, I was good with it. So, definitely rocking it, and I highly recommend it because it just flowed. It was cool. It was cool, and I'm glad and surprised because I didn't know that you were doing this kind of stuff. So.
Oh, cool! Thank you.
Yeah. So give some shout outs here. I mean, where can we find more information about this group that you're a part of? Can people get a hold of you? What's your email address? Are you on the web at all?
Well, I do have a blog. It's called the whitepapers.net. More political, so it depends on where your flavor is politically. So, but I every once in a while I do throw non-political things on there. Like recently, I've been doing a blog a day type activity with a local website or a website. So I've been just writing whatever comes to my mind.
Yeah.
So the writers group, it's something that the local city the library started here in town. We started as a memoir group that they set up, and then we, I believe there's 6 of us right now, and I'm the only guy, and we're a closed group at the moment. So I don't know. I mean, we just meet. It's become more of a group of friends that we get together and we critique each other's work, and we're like I said, we started off memoir writing at first, but we blossomed into other things. They were very gracious in helping me with my book. They took it over the course of several months. They would just take different chapters and beat it up and come up with some suggestions and various things. So, but I do know that the library offers, if people are interested in writing groups, I do know that they're all looking for people to join various writing groups here in town. So
nice.
If that's an interest locally, that definitely I would look into that.
Nice, and I think that's a message for anyone anywhere, because there is a passion for writing across the world, so I would imagine that there's similar groups out there, and I think that's something, why not, because it's a good social thing, and it's a good way to keep your mind on its toes, to keep writing definitely. And stuff. I go through some of my college papers and stuff, and I'm like, man, I'm a Hallmark card.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I enjoy writing too, and so not to this scale because you're awesome, and I haven't ever done a book. So, but who knows down the road, and I think that I hope that we see more local.
Oh, definitely.
I'm excited. So, no immediate plans then coming up, or do you have a little scrap of exclusive, or?
Not that I know of, or not that I have planned, I guess. This is all kind of new to me, so as I come up, or I've talked with a few people here and there, as I get different ideas, I try them out. Zambros was one, and that worked out pretty well. I did try, like I mentioned, the coffee shop in Iowa. Unfortunately, they weren't interested. But gave it a shot, and so,
Yeah.
Always looking for new ways.
Yeah. So. You should ask around at the coffee shops here. Black Sheep. What's the one in Minnesota?
I'm not sure. I know there's Caribou over downtown, but
and it's close to that. I can't even think of the name. I'm gonna remember it when we get off this call. But local coffee shops though, Josiah's downtown. My rule of thumb with that kind of stuff is if you can sell someone's painting on your wall, why can't we do a book display or something by the cash register?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So so my 2 cents. But
okay.
I would totally go for it, though, dude. I mean, it's so awesome. So, anyways, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you so much for your patience in getting this Google mothership going.
No problem.
Definitely. And you guys, for the channel, a Doctor Who look is coming, and Doug made the mistake of telling me that he really likes Doctor Who, so I'm probably going to have to pester him to get him on the show.
Yeah,
and talk some shop. So it's going to be pretty cool coming up, though. We're very excited to tackle that nerd medium, and reach another market, because it's a whole nother world. This ain't comic books.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right, well, I will wrap up the show, and then we can yak, and I'll show you the nerd room.
Okay.
But thank you again for your time, and I will make sure that we get the information that you provided, email address, Twitter, anything like that. I'll put that on there as well, and that way people can get in touch with you if they'd like. Oh, one quick other thing. It is on Amazon. So just search by title.
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
You got it. I'll put a link on there as well for that. That's not a problem. So,
okay.
Perfect. Well, you guys, as always, for the channel, it's been a while since I've done an interview. I come back, and I'm not doing a comic book. I'm doing books. I'm not even wearing sunglasses. Be proud. It's Sunday or Saturday. So, but anyways, you guys, I hope everyone's having an awesome, awesome comic and literature summer/fall, or for us, winter out here, basically. And have a great week in comics, and we'll check you soon.
All right. Thanks.